Well, there are lots of camps, and I have seen other camps that do have similar traditions and similar legacies, and they do exist, but they're pretty few and far between, I think, and Echo falls into that group. Somehow it just, I don't know, the leadership is good. I guess the message or the values are good. The you know, people that come and participate, it all kind of rubs off on them a little bit, or else they don't come back. But then they come back, certainly I think strive to you know, pass that on to the younger kids that come here. But I think, you know, by and large, it's the leadership that you know, keeps it rolling, keeps it moving, keeps it fresh. It, you know, time passes, things change. Camp has changed in a lot of ways, but in a lot of ways it's stayed the same. Especially for a young kid growing up, camp is an unusual experience, especially coming out of, say, an urban setting. In these days, where you got to be very careful about what you're going to do, and so sometimes the kids get a little overly protected. You can't go out. You got to stay in. Or here it's a safe place where they can learn and do stuff kind of independently. They do have supervision in all the areas, but they get to pick and choose where they're going to go. They get to make some decisions on their own. And it's a big part of growing up, I think, is to experience that sort of thing. So when they get home, often I think parents may see that they're maybe a bit too independent, but at the same time they've done a lot of growing, and that sort of independence is going to, you know, make them better people in the future too, I think. And in the spring we open up the camp, paint buildings, put out the docks, roofing. We do a lot of roofing around the camp. And in the fall we pull in the docks and put the thing to sleep for the winter. And lots of and we've been doing that all these years because it's a pretty big undertaking, and can't do it really alone. So we've developed this special gang of enthusiasts who return, and that's some of my better memories have to do with those folks, those volunteers that come back year after year. This Echo crew that I'm telling you about, there are people on the Echo crew that were friends of, and they got brought along one weekend, and they keep coming back. And that it does happen like that, as you say. They come and have a good experience and then want to come back. My dad passed away when I was relatively young. I was 13, and the leadership at the YMCA, I'm going to say, served to offer programs for me where I could, where there were guys that mentored me in my life. Certainly the first would have been Neil Featherstone, who hired me here when I was pretty young. Lord knows my mom needed a hand. Oh yeah, feels like home, sure. Well, this has been home for me for a long time. This is my backyard. You know, people move on, things do change. There was a time, I think, when they especially when they first started their family camp program, which I think was in the late 50s. Doug Dales started it with a few other folks, and they for years and years and years, the same, 15 families or 13 families came for years and years and years. But now it's really it's exploded. Our family camp program is really popular, and people from all walks of life, and pretty much everybody likes it. Family camp is not hard to fill. Not hard to fill. There will be a family or two every now and then that actually have their own family reunion, which is kind of like a camp reunion, and they may not fit in just one cabin. They may rent a couple of cabins, and they have many generations of people there. So, and they'll have their own little mini reunion within the whole family camp scene. Yeah, there's always something. It's always buzzing a little bit, especially in the summertime. It's always a buzz. I mean, I can attest to not sleeping very much also when camp is in session. Worrying about one thing or another. This piece of property that the camp owns and operates on is the most prime piece of camp real estate I think I've ever seen. To locate this camp on the peninsula as it is, with the cabins ringing the peninsula, and all of them having these beautiful screen porches that face the lake, and it's really an ideal setting. And it also, allows us to relatively easily protect our boundaries, protect our kids, keep our kids from wandering out and about, getting lost or anything like that. So it's really a good spot. It's a beautiful setting. I guess the dream would be for it to keep going, to never stop, and it is evolving. The leadership now is, I think, has a better appreciation for the camp than they have had in the recent past, and everyone, I think, is understanding that the camp has perhaps more value, and not necessarily monetarily, but more value in terms of program that it provides for people. And so we're looking to, keep her healthy and to do some refurbishment and do a little development. Not necessarily anything rash or radical, but to just basically just keep her going, I think. I've been involved with the recent discussions and attempted to contribute what I could. My life expectancy at the camp is perhaps nearing an end, but I think I'll be involved in one way or another, into the future.